This is Channel 9 Eyewitness News at 5. Coverage you can count on.
Right now at 5, 30 people are being monitored in Orange County, while a fourth case of coronavirus tied to the state was confirmed.
There's been almost 1,000 people that have undergone monitoring.
New tonight, the governor is considering pushing for new restrictions on flights into Florida. That fourth resident to test positive for COVID-19 is currently in isolation in Washington state, but that person will be headed back here when they're cleared. Good evening, I'm Greg Warman.
And I'm Martha Sigalski. Channel 9's Lauren Seabrook spoke with the governor about it today, and she's here in the studio with us. Lauren, he says it's the very flight restrictions that held that person up in Washington that he'd like to see more of here.
Right, Martha, and he's asking the federal government to pursue more of those flight restrictions, especially to and from Italy. It's a popular vacation spot for Floridians, but we also have a lot of people from Italy come here to visit our theme parks, beaches, and convention center.
The risk to the community at this time remains low. And so people should just understand that.
A fourth Florida resident tested positive for COVID-19, but they were held up in Washington before coming back here because they had just returned from China. So they're not physically in our state right now.
So positive test, self-isolation, but then they will be released from that once they test negative.
Those flight restrictions are what Governor Ron DeSantis would like to see more of.
They are screening before and after in flights from Italy to the United States. I support that and would obviously, I think, support further restrictions there.
The governor says the woman who tested positive for coronavirus in Hillsborough County flew into New York from northern Italy and was then cleared to fly to Florida, even though she reportedly was already showing symptoms of COVID-19.
When you have an outbreak in places like that, particularly in Florida, because we're such a destination, I would like to see measures in terms of the travel in those areas.
Here in Orange County, health officials say they're currently monitoring about 30 people for signs of the coronavirus based on the places they've recently traveled back from.
We don't have any pending tests in the county, and all tests has been negative.
And we know this is already starting to affect our local tourism here. A major conference canceled at the convention center yesterday. I'm working to find out how big of an impact the state expects to see here in the Orlando metro. For Eyewitness News at 6. Martha.
Lauren, across the U.S., there are now at least 149 confirmed cases of coronavirus. The vast majority of them right now in Washington state with 39 and California with 33. California also had its first confirmed death of the coronavirus today. So far, at least 11 people in the U.S. have died from the virus. 10 of them were in Washington. Meanwhile, on Wall Street, the Dow surged more than 1,100 points on hopes over additional stimulus measures to counteract effects of the virus.
And coronavirus is a big concern for people traveling, of course. Orlando International Airport is always busy, but especially right now with spring breakers heading in and out of Central Florida. Channel 9's Jeff Deal met with the man in charge of airport operations earlier today. He joins us live. And Jeff, they have an emergency plan in place at the airport, right?
They do have a plan in place. Fortunately, they have not had to use it. So in the meantime, they're really just focusing on cleanliness. They've got a lot more rigorous cleaning schedule. They're targeting areas like the restrooms, as you might expect, but also they're focusing in on some of the more common areas where people might have a seat and actually touch something.
For travelers moving through Orlando International Airport, coronavirus is definitely on their minds.
Especially because now it's more widespread in the U.S.
Morgan McDougal has a mask because she says her immune system is weakened. But there does not seem to be any sense of panic here, and there shouldn't be, according to Tom Draper, Senior Director of Airport Operations.
The airport has been monitoring the coronavirus ever since the initial outbreaks.
And what they've been doing is developing an emergency plan and training for response should coronavirus come to OIA.
Airport's Fire Rescue Division would be the lead. Of course, law enforcement would be supporting. Operations would be supporting, but also the Department of Health would be involved in that. The CDC would be involved in that.
The first responders are carrying more protective gear like masks in case they come in contact with anyone sick. Right now, OIA doesn't have direct flights with any of the hot zones for coronavirus, and it's not one of the airports currently screening incoming passengers. But the airport has increased cleaning and added cleaning staff for restrooms and common touch point areas. They've worked with TSA on extra cleaning too. They've also added hand sanitizer stations just past the security checkpoints.
I think just being cautious and definitely washing my hands, keeping hand sanitizer, that kind of thing.
And even though we don't have screenings for coronavirus here at the airport officials say just as part of their regular customer service, they will reach out to people who do appear to be sick and try to assist them. Reporting live at Orlando International Airport, Jeff Deal, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
And with the coronavirus spreading, more people are working out at home instead of heading to the gym. Some local fitness centers like Athletic Apex in Sanford are stepping up their cleaning routines. They have wipes that kill the bacteria and fight the cold and flu virus, as well as several hand sanitizer stations. We have assembled a team of medical experts and local leaders to keep you informed about the coronavirus. Send us your questions through social media and our radio partner News 96.5 WDBO. Coronavirus, your questions answered, live Thursday at 8 p.m. right here on Channel 9.